Good morning, y'all. Welcome to another vlog. I am not feeling great today, so I'm pretty sure I had a fever last night. I couldn't sleep very well. I was tossing and turning. I was all alternating sweaty and chills, and I had the strangest fucking fever dreams. I don't know. I haven't been feeling my best lately. I think I've been neglecting my physical health for my emotional and spiritual health, and I need to get that into balance. So I'm starting working on that now. But during my night of tossing and turning in a sweaty fever dream, I had almost an epiphany about my BPD behavior that I wanted to talk about with you today. But first, coffee. So I think we've come to a place where I am gonna have to combine a bunch of almost empty coffee bags to make some kind of weird coffee combination. So I'll have enough to make a pot today. I'm gonna go to the grocery store later and get more coffee and a couple groceries. So I will take you guys with me when I do that. I currently have 3 bags of coffee in my fridge. I have Starbucks Cinnamon Dolce, Dunkin' Hazelnut, and Cameron's Vanilla Hazelnut. None of these have enough left in them to brew a full pot on their own. So we're just gonna combine this all together and hope for the best. We're starting with the Starbucks Cinnamon Dolce. I've already made a mess everywhere. Oh well, I'll clean that up later. I'm gonna pour in what I could scrounge up out of this bag. Next is the Cameron's Vanilla Hazelnut. I was able to scrounge up about this much out of that bag. So we are almost enough for a pot. But I believe we're gonna have to go into the Dunkin' Hazelnut for the last. Here we go. This is gonna be some interesting coffee. Alright, pour it in the water. Come on, brew now. Don't let me down. Yes, brew now! And as always, I am going to consult my magical almanac, which will be linked in the description box below. Today is Thursday, May the 9th, 2024. The color of the day is crimson, and the incense is balsam, which I don't have, so I guess I'll just burn some of my Beltane incense today. The color of the day being crimson means I am gonna fuck around with my new red colourpop eyeshadow palette in a little bit. As I was preparing my journal, I just realized I didn't say what the moon was today. It is waxing in Gemini today. Jeez, I am not on my game this morning, y'all. I'm trying my best. Alright, y'all, this weird ass Frankenstein coffee is ready. Let's pour some and see how it turned out. Oh, this is the last of my cream, so I have got to go to the grocery store today. Give it a little stir. And typically I like more cream than that, but I don't think any more is going to come out of this container. A couple drops. There we go. And now we taste this bullshit. It's not bad. Cinnamon definitely dominates the flavor. And I taste a little bit of hazelnut, but honestly, it's not that bad. It mostly tastes like cinnamon dolce, so thumbs up. Now I'm about to do my journaling, my affirmations, visualizations, meditations, all of my morning routine stuff. And then I will be back when it's time to get ready for the day. Well, y'all, it is almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. I took a shower this morning and then I fell asleep for 2.5 hours. I was super exhausted. I barely slept the last 2 nights and my body was just like, no more. You are fucking crashing out right now. So I did. I got a little bit of today's vlog edited, but I don't think it's gonna go out today. Anyway, I'm awake now and I actually feel a lot better. I think I was just like severely sleep deprived. I still am, I think, but I feel so much better after that 2.5 hour nap. And I never take naps. My body was just like, no, you were sleeping. So now I'm in my bathroom and I'm getting ready because I'm about to have to go pick up my grocery order at Walmart. I went ahead and did a delivery order a pickup order because I just didn't feel like going to the store and taking all that time to shop. I just picked out my stuff and they're gonna bring it out to the car to me. But first we're gonna get ready for the day and I am super excited to use my new colourpop palette because the color of the day is crimson. So I'm using the Main Squeeze, which is like a watermelon themed palette, and I'm gonna try to get myself a nice red eyeshadow look for the first time. So I'm gonna start with this color right here called Like It's Hot, and I'm gonna kind of put this in my crease. Let's see how that looks. Well, it definitely looks more pink than red to me, but I'm gonna use some of the darker red colors over the top of it. So I think to put all over my lid, I'm gonna use this middle color called Maraschino. Okay, I am not. It looks way too pink. I'm gonna change it to Baywatch. All right, actually, both of these look super pink to me, so let's hope one of the solid, none of the shimmer shades are red at all. This one, they're both pink and then there's like a gold. So I'm gonna try this color called Seed Money and hopefully this will be red. All right, this is the red I'm looking for. I used a little bit of Seed Money and then Red Bottoms. The Red Bottoms looks pretty red. So let me blend this in and see what we can come up with. Well, y'all, this is what I came up with, and unfortunately it still looks a little too pink to me. I really wanted it to be more red than pink, and I even got frustrated and washed it all off and went back with the 2 reddish shades and just used those 2 and blended them in. And it still doesn't look the color red that I was going for, but that's okay. I don't hate it. We're gonna go with it for today. I'm only going down to the grocery store to pick up my groceries, and that's freaking it. So now I'm gonna go get dressed and finish my makeup. Outfit of the day is my ghost dress, since it's the only thing I have that has red on it. Fishnets and docs. And here's how the makeup's looking. See, it just looks pink to me. It doesn't look red. Damn it. Am I ever gonna be able to find a red eyeshadow that actually looks red? Apparently not, but anyway, the ColourPop eyeshadow, it's a good quality eyeshadow, and I will use that palette, but it just, I don't know. Tell me if you think it looks red or pink. Anyway, it goes with my ghost dress, so that's good enough, I guess. And it's super hot outside, and this dress has grown on me. It is so freaking comfortable. I wore it around the house yesterday for a while, and I was like, yeah, definitely a keeper. All right, my Walmart order is ready to be picked up, so let's hit the road and go get it. I'm on my way to Walmart, and it is so hot and humid outside. I'm already sweating just from being in the car for a few minutes waiting on it to cool down. I've got my air conditioning blasting here. I think I'm gonna stop at the post office and see if I have anything in there. I know I had one person say that they sent me a gift, so I wanna check it, or maybe I'll go tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow, that way I can check it one last time before I leave for Oklahoma. So also, my purple hair dye arrived today. It wasn't supposed to arrive until tomorrow, so I'm super hyped that it came early, because that means tomorrow morning I'm gonna attempt to dye my hair purple. Now, I am not bleaching my hair. This is semi-permanent dye, so I'm hoping it'll just give it a little bit of a purple tint, but I will definitely vlog that for you guys. So right now, I'm just about to listen to some random Spotify music, whatever my playlist wants to play me, as I'm driving down to Walmart to get my groceries. I parked in lucky spot number 13, and now I'm just waiting on them to bring my groceries out. All right, y'all, they delivered my groceries, and now I'm headed home to get all this stuff put away. So it's so funny, the guy delivering my groceries was like, oh, did you get this car through Carvana? Because I have the little Carvana like thing on the plates. And I was like, yeah. He's like, how was that experience? I was like, terrible. Don't ever get a car through Carvana. He was like, I was thinking about it. And I was like, no, don't. It was nothing but a nightmare for me. So hopefully I saved somebody some trouble. Also, I know I said I was gonna talk to you guys about some stuff that I got some clarity around my BPD behaviors. And I meant to do that before I went to the grocery store, but I also did not intend to pass out for 2.5 hours. So we're gonna have a chat when we get back home after I do the grocery haul. Okay, I'm back home and I got the groceries all brought up. It is freaking so hot outside. I'm sweaty as hell. But anyway, we're gonna do a sweaty grocery haul. First thing I got is Coke Zero, y'all. I haven't had any Coke Zeros in the house in a while, so I went ahead and got a 10-pack of the Coke Zero minis. Next up, I got some of my favorite eggs, the Vital Farms pasture-raised eggs. More cream, because I was out of cream, so I got this Land O'Lakes half and half. Some bacon. I got my favorite Applegate Naturals sugar-free uncured bacon. I love this shit. So I'm trying out a new coffee. They had this on sale. This is Community Coffee Pecan Praline. So I'll be trying this out tomorrow morning. Hopefully it's good. For dinner tonight, I got 2 thin-cut ribeye steaks. I'm gonna put these in the air fryer, season them up, and make them for dinner tonight. I'll probably have one for dinner tonight and then one for lunch tomorrow, or maybe dinner tomorrow. Maybe I'll make eggs and bacon for brunch and have the leftover steak for dinner tomorrow. I got some more of my e.l.f. clear brow gel that I use to tame my very unruly brows. And this stuff used to be so cheap. It used to be $1 per tube, and now I can only buy a 2-pack for $5. So the price more than doubled on these, but it's still worth it to me for $2.50. This shit works really well. So I was almost out of black pens, so I bought a package of the Pilot G2 gel pens. These are my favorite pens to write with. I love gel pens, and the Pilot ones are just the most superior. And I use black pens a lot because I write with them in my journal and my affirmations anytime the color of the day is black, white, or yellow. And I swear, the color of the day has been white and yellow more the past couple weeks than I have ever seen it. So I've been going through the black pens. And I am currently on my last journaling notebook, so I went ahead and grabbed 3 of these one subject 97-cent notebooks that I used for my daily journaling. Gotta restock my journal supply. I got a bag of dog food for Arthur. Now this is a small bag and he's a big dog, but he doesn't come up here every night to eat. But when he does come up here at night, I feed him. So I just got this bag to have on hand. They are feeding him over there at my apartment supervisor's place. But still, when he comes up here, I can't resist. I go ahead and feed him. He's still a little bit underweight, so I don't think it's hurting him. And finally, the last thing I got is a big ass pack of toilet paper. I was on my last roll, so I buy these big 12 roll packs of Angel Soft. And that's my favorite toilet paper. I unironically say turlet in my everyday life now. Thanks a lot, Impractical Jokers. In my sim streams, thank you. And that was it. That was my little grocery haul. That's the most I've gotten from a grocery store in a minute. But I am excited to eat those ribeyes tonight, and then I'll probably make eggs and bacon in the morning. Okay, let me get all this stuff properly put away, and then we're gonna have a chat. Okay, y'all, so what I wanted to talk about, I woke up in the middle of the night last night, and I was just struck with this feeling, this clarity, and I think this is part of the reason why I couldn't go back to sleep. First of all, I do think I had a fever because I was sweaty and chills and just like, it was a weird feeling. And I woke up about 12:30 in the morning and didn't go back to sleep until about 2:30. And I was just thinking, all this stuff was going through my mind. And I had some kind of dream, which I can't remember it now, but I had some kind of dream about how I was acting. It slipped away. I can't remember it now, but I do remember the thoughts I had when I woke up and how it made me feel. So this is all in relation to my BPD and my behaviors in relationships, in previous relationships. These are things that I already understood, like conceptually, but I was just struck with such clarity on all of this last night after what I can only assume to be a fever dream. So the needy, clingy, desperate behavior is so unattractive. It is repulsive to anyone who is even remotely mentally healthy. I realize that I have to stand in my own strength and power. I have to be my own whole, complete person before I can even dream of having a relationship, a functional relationship with someone who is an equal to me. And that starts with loving and respecting myself, discarding limiting beliefs, and truly, truly believing that I am worthy of love. And these are the things that I've been working so hard on. I've been doing all this inner work, all this therapy on to build up these beliefs about myself and to change the negative beliefs. And I have succeeded in that. I know that I am loved because I love myself. I know that I am chosen because I choose myself. And I finally see my own worth and value. And I feel so strongly that I know who I am. I know what I want. And I will never settle for anything less. And also reflecting back on the past couple months, I couldn't come to this place until I was ready and willing to be on my own and not be in a relationship for as long as it takes, for as long as it took for me to truly love myself. And even when you reach that place of self-love and really knowing yourself and feeling whole and complete on your own, there's no guarantee that there's going to be a relationship out there with someone who lives up to your standards now. And you have to be completely okay with that. And like I said, I knew this was true logically. And I have been working on slowly over the past few months, internalizing this, really truly believing it. But something just like jolted me last night. And I was like, oh my God, Eureka, like a fucking Sims 4 Eureka moment. I get it. Everything just clicked into place for me. I think this is truly the result of healing my childhood wounds, the EMDR therapy that I'm doing, working on replacing all of those negative beliefs with positive beliefs, understanding and knowing that I am worthy, I am an amazing human being, I deserve love, and I'm no longer coming from a desperate and needy place in any area of my life. Now I have truly internalized this message from a behavioral standpoint. And I think what it really took is I needed to experience this from the other side. To truly see myself through someone else's eyes, to see myself through previous partners' eyes. And the universe made sure that that happened. I saw this YouTube video that I really wanted to share with you guys, and it was called This is Borderline Personality Disorder. And it's very accurate, but there's this one part that really hit me, and I'm going to show it to you right now. You guys always ask me, like, what exactly do you do in relationships, Cindy? Like, what? I always talk about my behavior, but I never really go into detail about what that means. First of all, because it's super embarrassing, and second of all, because I just didn't really understand, I guess, what I was doing or where it was coming from like I do now. So I'm going to share this little clip with you from this YouTube video just to give you an idea of how someone with borderline personality might react. So as you see, the guy is just texting, the texting is going well, and then all of a sudden he takes just one little thing and flips out, and there was no reason for it. It looks crazy to people from the outside. As someone with BPD, it's not craziness. This is coming from a place of deep pain and insecurity. So I would behave in a very similar way, but in my mind it was justified because this person did something to hurt me, even if they didn't intend to, even if they meant nothing by it, which this was the part I didn't get before, but now I understand. But if the person did something that hurt me, then I would make it their problem instead of trying to figure out why this relatively inconsequential action caused me such pain and insecurity. I would make it their problem. And in an episode, my feelings were the only thing I could see because they're so strong and overwhelming. And that was just all I could understand. I couldn't see past it. They made me feel a bad thing. So I'm gonna lash out at them and make sure that they conform to my will and make me feel better because I didn't know how to make myself feel better. And these little tiny slights that the person intended no slight, the person intended nothing harmful or wrong or bad towards me. But I took it that way. I assigned that meaning to it. And I would immediately think, I'm not worthy of their love. They don't love me. They don't want me anymore. They don't like me. All these just things that were stemming from that deep wound, that deep insecurity that I had. And I needed them to prove to me that I was worthy of their love. But they can't. They can never do that. And the more you try to make them be responsible for how you feel, the worse things are going to get. And that's how I ended up destroying every single relationship I've ever had. Now I'm going to give you a real example of something that I actually did in my previous relationship. So my boyfriend and I were talking on the phone one night, just checking in to say hi. I want to hear your voice. I hope you're doing well. Just all that kind of bullshit, talking on the phone. And then we hung up, and then about an hour later, I texted him good night because we would always text each other good night. And he texted me back good night, but he didn't use the same emoji that he typically used when he texted me good night. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why isn't he using that cute little emoji that he usually uses? This must mean that he doesn't love me anymore. And I texted him like, are we okay? And he's like, yeah, we just got off the phone like an hour ago. What are you talking about? And that kind of behavior, like that constant insecurity, that constant neediness, that desperation, it really starts to wear somebody down in a relationship. I was trying to make him reassure me that he loved me because I gave this stupid little text a meaning that it didn't really have. I assigned the meaning to it. I let it mean something about my self-worth, my worthiness of his love, and that he didn't love me and all this shit. When in reality, he was probably just tired or busy. He wasn't thinking about what emoji he was using. It meant nothing to him. He was just telling me good night. But in my mind, I went off on this whole tangent of he doesn't care about me enough to send this stupid emoji. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And that's not loving. That's not loving to the person, and that's definitely not loving to myself. That is a toxic kind of love that only destroys. I was looking to him to reassure me, but I should have reassured myself. I should have been able to say, Cindy, this doesn't mean anything. Of course he cares about you. We just talked. You know he cares about you. he was probably just busy or whatever, and I should have just accepted that as the sweet little goodnight text it was and went about my business. But instead, I made it a big thing when it didn't have to, when it should have never been a thing. I had no evidence to think any differently than he cared about me. He texted me goodnight, we talked on the phone, we had no argument, everything was fine, and I created this. My self-worth and self-image was so low, and I was so insecure that I was unable to reassure myself. When in reality, a mentally healthy person would just be like, okay, cool, good night, talk to you tomorrow. Why did I create this whole situation? It comes from a place of deep, deep pain and insecurity and self-hatred, honestly. That text meant nothing about me or my worthiness or the status of our relationship whatsoever. That is the kind of needy, desperate behavior that is such a turnoff to emotionally healthy people. And it has taken me a year and a half and 2 painful failed relationships to finally understand this. I was choosing to give in to the limiting beliefs I held about myself and let that impact my relationships and the way I treated other people and the meaning that I gave to other people's behaviors, instead of being able to be secure within myself, reassure myself, and understand that these things don't have any meaning. It's all about the meaning that we assign to other people's actions. That is what it has come down to for me. I get to choose what meaning I give that. I still have work to do. There's no way I'll ever be able to say I'm 100% healed. Like, nobody's ever 100% healed. And working on yourself is a lifelong project. But I have made such great strides in the past couple months. I barely even recognize myself. I'm happy with my progress, with who I am, and with everything that I've accomplished. I am finally standing in my own strength and power, and nobody can shake that. I guess that's all I have to say. I'm doing well, I'm feeling great, and I'm ready to move on to the next chapter of my life. All right, y'all, let's do this Q&A. Morty's here to help me, as always. Bella, too. She's back there with her toy. She's going to be squeaking it up. I'm sorry. So let me go to my comments and sort by contains question. Question for you, Miss Cindy. What herb do you recommend for fungal nail? Well, I would probably recommend tea tree oil or oregano oil. Not both together, just one or the other, and make sure you dilute it in a carrier oil before you use it. But that being said, if you have toenail fungus or nail fungus, you should probably go see your doctor. That's what I would recommend, and then use natural remedies to supplement that. But go see your doctor. Question for you, Miss Cindy. Have you seen Baby Reindeer on Netflix? I think it resonates with me, and I think it would with you too. No, I have never heard of that, and I don't have Netflix, but I'll try to remember that if I ever renew my subscription. Hey Cindy, question for the next Q&A. Would you ever be interested in playing the Persona series of video games? They are a turn-based JRPG series that uses tarot cards, the major arcana, as the main system to form bonds with characters. I really think you would enjoy them, considering you said you liked old school RPGs. The series is actually a spin-off series from the Shin Megami Tensei JRPG series. A character in Persona 3 is a teacher obsessed with magic and paganism, and his lessons often retell magical history. I would love to play that game. I have been wanting to play it for a long time. It sounds really good. It sounds right up my fucking alley. I just haven't been really feeling that inspired to play any games lately, but that one's definitely on my list for the future. I have a question for the next Q&A. What breed are your dogs, please? They are so adorable. Sorry if you've answered this before, I'm a new subscriber. Really enjoying your content and how genuine and real you are. Thank you. They are half Shih Tzu and half Dachshund. My question for the next video, what happened with the guy you and Lodane hung out with in your first vlog with Lodane? He seemed nice. I hope all is well with you, Cindy. All is great with me, and I think you're talking about Jared. Oh yeah, I still talk to Jared. He still watches my vlogs and comments on my stuff, and I still talk to him from time to time. Hi Jared, if you're watching this. Yeah, I love him. But he lives in Colorado, so it's not, we can't really hang out because we live 14 hours away. But if I ever visit Colorado again, we will definitely catch up. How on earth do you force a period? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point! Somebody commented this on a video of mine from like 2 years ago, so I'm not exactly sure what I was talking about in that video. It was probably during the time when I was trying to get pregnant, or I was talking about my PCOS in some form. But the way that you force a period is medication. So I used Provera to force my periods whenever I either didn't have one for 3 months and needed to do a bleed out. Sorry if that's gross. or if I needed it to start a cycle for fertility drugs. So medication. Have you ever had your cholesterol checked after starting the carnivore diet? I'm just curious. Nope, I never have. What does your animal book say about wild rabbits? I have a family of 2 or 3 that hang out outside my apartment, right outside my door. This is the 2nd year they've been here. Let me go check. So this is the Pocket Speak animal guide. I will link to this in the description box. I love this little book. I use it all the time. So rabbit, the theme is wait. Look for fertile signs and use the lunar cycle. If unsure, wait. Answers will become clear within a month. Then movement is assured. Is bath oil safe? I'm worried it'll leave a slippery layer in the tub after the water is drained. Well, I just rinse my tub out after I use it, and I didn't have any problem doing that. So yeah, if you use bath oil, just make sure you rinse your tub out really good afterwards so you don't leave an oil film. That takes care of that. Hi Cindy, I hope you're having a good day. I had a random question not related to the video. Mother's Day is coming up and I was wondering how you view Mother's Day because I know you've had a son. Did your views change after your son passed? How did you celebrate before you conceived? How did you celebrate while you were pregnant? And how did you celebrate now? I didn't celebrate, I've never celebrated Mother's Day for myself, only for my own mother. So I always think of her on Mother's Day. Like, it kind of makes me sad because I miss her so much. But I do this thing where I light a candle at my altar on Mother's Day and I talk to my mom and I just kind of tell her how I was doing the past year, how I feel, how much I miss her and all that. So that's kind of how I celebrate it now. I never really celebrated myself being a mother because I know this sounds weird, but I never really saw myself as a mother. Yeah, I had a baby and he passed, but I didn't really get a chance to mother him. I was only a mother for a couple hours. And I know some people say, well, you still are a mother. I know that logically, but it just never feels like that to me. And another thing is Mother's Day isn't really that important to me. Like, I love my mom and my baby every single day of the year. And I don't really need a special day to remind me that I love them and miss them. But I do that little thing where I talk to my mom every year on Mother's Day. Okay, so that was all the questions I had from the last vlog. If you have any other questions you would like for me to answer, leave them down in the comments below and I will answer them in the next vlog I record. Alright guys, well it is getting late in the day and I'm about to go feed the dogs and then make myself some dinner. Tomorrow we will be doing more fun stuff, including dyeing my hair and packing for my trip to Oklahoma City. So thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every one of you and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!